Welcome back, art students. We just learned how to do a sign and how to do some fancier windows that might be in a row on a building. I am going to show you now how to do a sidewalk and how to do a street. So to do this, we're going to use our, you might have guessed it, our vanishing points. Okay, we're going to go on this vanishing point over here, and to do our sidewalk, we're going to see. First of all, I have a door here, so thinking about how tall a person is, how wide a person might be, let's try to be realistic. We don't want too wide of a sidewalk, but we don't want too skinny of a sidewalk. Like, this would not be a wide enough sidewalk for a person that size to go through that door. You know what I mean? So try to think about the relationship of sizes in your fictitious world that you're creating. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. Try to make it about the same size because it's kind of nice in the world of architecture to keep things rather symmetrical and similar. All right, so we have our sidewalk on both sides of the building. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here right to the corner of my building. Okay, and I'm going to continue this line. I'm going to come boop, straight down like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to this vanishing point to do it on this sidewalk. This is how we're going to do the cracks in our sidewalk, okay? So I'm holding down my ruler on the vanishing point, and we're going to do lots of pivoting and lots of anchoring. Hold this down, okay? But yet allow it to pivot and move. We are going to start right here at the base, and we're going to draw a line from the building to the edge of our sidewalk. We're going to pivot from the building to the edge of the sidewalk. Pivot from the building to the edge of the sidewalk. Pivot from the building to the edge of the sidewalk. Pivot, edge of the building to the sidewalk. And we're going to continue up. And as you are going farther and farther away, going back into space, you want to make sure that your sidewalk chunks, if you want to call it that, or sidewalk pieces, whatever you want to call it, that they start to show up closer and closer to each other. So I'm going to start making my little pivot a little bit closer each and every time. And now it's going to start getting really small. Really small, really small. Tiny, 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 tiny. And I don't even need my rule anymore. Tiny, 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 dot, dot, dot. Okay? Now I'm going to do the same thing. But first I want to make it nice and dark here for you, okay? So I'm just going to go over this one time really quick and go really dark. Pivot. Okay. And now I'm going to do this side. So I use this vanishing point to draw all the cracks on this side. Now I'm going to use this vanishing point to do all the cracks over here on this side. And as I'm going along this sidewalk, I'm going to try to see about the same distance, the same size as I recede back into space. It's all about keeping it nice and consistent. Okay, and now my sidewalk chunks are going to start shrinking in size quite quickly as they go back in space. So they're going to need to start have these sidewalk cracks appear closer and closer together as they recede and go back into space. We're trying to trick our viewer into thinking that this is a very three-dimensional drawing. That is our goal. The element of space is so important here. Alright, okay, so this is going to go ahead and darken this now. And go. Okay, so that is how you kind of start the basic part of your sidewalk. Now what I want to do really quick for you is to show you how to add an extra dimension to your sidewalk. Just add a thin little strip here. And I can do this really quickly. Super thin. Like that. And then add a super thin strip along this sidewalk over here, just like this. And then what you'll do is you'll add just a vertical line. Make sure it's nice and straight, even though it's a tiny line. A ruler would be helpful here. And just put a little vertical line connecting your crack and continuing it downward in a vertical way. And you can see this will make all of your sidewalk cracks become more of a dimensional trick. Like it's an area that is being lifted up off the ground. And I'm going to squeeze into this video really quickly how to do a street. So to do the street, we have the sidewalk. Let's add a street in there really quick. Why not? The street is really simple. Just like our sidewalk, we can open it up a little bit wider. Think about how wide you might need it to be to fit some traffic and some cars in there. Probably quite wide. So I'm going to drop in a line there. Oops, I didn't really show up there. Let's line it up again. Boom. Nice. Let's do another street over here. Make sure that it's good enough for some cars to come in here. All the way up to the vanishing point. Alright, here we go. And of course, what is a road without those street paint jobs, right? Now as you go back into space, much like our sidewalk here, your dash marks should become shorter and closer together as they go back in space, right? Gotta trick our viewer into believing that this is a very dimensional drawing. I'm pivoting on my vanishing point. Remember to make your dash marks get smaller and closer together as you go back in space. There we go. Okay, I am going to stop this video right here, and then I'll see you in the next video.